Welcome to week 6 of the Chatty Zebra Summer Challenge. This week we're going to an island located in the North Atlantic Ocean. It's between Greenland and Norway, and known as the land of fire and ice because it has both volcanoes and glaciers. Can you guess where? That's right, it's Iceland. Iceland is situated on the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is a tectonic plate underneath the Earth's surface. It's a boundary where the North American and Eurasian plates meet. This makes Iceland a geographically active country with frequent volcanic activity and earthquakes. Iceland's location also contributes to its unique natural features, such as its glaciers, hot springs and geothermal activity. The country's position on the mid-Atlantic ridge allows for the formation of volcanoes and geysers, making it a fascinating destination for those who love geology. Now you might be asking, what is a geyser? A geyser is a natural hot spring that periodically erupts, shooting hot water and steam into the air. Geysers are formed when underground water is heated by magma, molten rock which is deep beneath the Earth's surface. Geysers erupt at regular intervals, but the timing can vary from a few minutes to several hours or even days. Geysers can have different shapes and sizes. Some erupt in tall, powerful bursts, while others have more gentle eruptions. The water in geysers can reach extremely high temperatures, sometimes exceeding 200 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 93 degrees Celsius. Geysers erupt due to the build-up of steam pressure underground. When the pressure becomes too great, it forces the water to shoot out of the ground. They are usually found in areas with volcanic activity, where there are underground chambers or channels that trap the heated water and allow the pressure to build. Geysers consist of 3 main parts: a water reserve, a heat source, which is usually magma, and a narrow opening or vent through which the water and steam are expelled. Iceland's geothermal resources, including those found in geyser area, are harnessed for energy production. Geothermal power plants in Iceland utilise the heat from the underground to generate electricity, providing heating for its homes and buildings. Iceland may have very different seasons to what you're used to in your home country. In fact, it experiences very distinct seasons, with big differences between the summers and the winters. One of the most unique aspects of Icelandic summers is the phenomenon known as the midnight sun. During the summer solstice around June 21st, the sun remains visible for almost 24 hours a day. That's the whole day and whole night. This means that it never gets completely dark, and you can enjoy extended daylight hours for all outdoor activities. Summers in Iceland are relatively mild, with average temperatures ranging from 10 to 15 degrees. The longer daylight hours and milder temperatures during the summer months contribute to the beautiful and lush landscapes of Iceland. The countryside is dotted with colourful wildflowers, green meadows and flowing rivers, making it a great time for hiking, camping and exploring the outdoors. Iceland's winters are very different to the summers. Where summer has the midnight sun, winters are almost completely dark. Iceland's winters are characterised by short daylight hours, with only a few hours of daylight in some parts of the country. However, this also means that there's increased chances of witnessing the mesmerising northern lights dancing across the night sky. Winters in Iceland can be quite cold, with average temperatures ranging from -2 to 2 degrees Celsius. However, temperatures can drop even lower, especially in the northern parts of the country. Iceland's winter landscapes are transformed into a winter wonderland with snow-covered mountains, frozen waterfalls and icy landscapes. The Northern Lights is also known as the aurora borealis, which are a natural phenomenon that occurs in high-latitude regions, which includes Iceland. The Northern Lights are a mesmerising display of colourful lights that appear in the night sky. They're caused by the interaction between charged particles from the sun and the Earth's magnetic field. When these particles collide with atoms and molecules in the Earth's atmosphere, they emit light, creating the beautiful auroras. The Northern Lights can display a range of colours, including greens, pink, red, yellow and purple. The colours are determined by the type of particles involved in the collision. The lights form swirling patterns, arcs or curtains that dance across the sky. The northern lights are best seen in dark, clear skies away from light pollution. The northern light season in Iceland typically runs from September to April, with the peak month being October to March. Iceland is home to a variety of unique and diverse animal species, both on land and in the surrounding waters. The Icelandic horse is a small, sturdy breed. They have a thick double coat that helps them withstand the harsh Icelandic weather. The Arctic fox is the only native land mammal in Iceland. It has a thick white or blue-grey coat during the winter, which changes to a brownish colour in the summer. Why do you think they do this? It's for camouflage. It's also home to one of the largest puffin populations in the world. These small seabirds have colourful beaks and are known for their distinctive appearance. They nest in the cliffs and spend most of their lives at sea, returning to the land during the breeding season. Iceland's waters are rich in marine life, including various whale species. Humpback whales, minke whales and orcas, also known as killer whales, are commonly spotted in Icelandic waters. Whale watching tours are popular activities for visitors. Several seal species can be found along Icelandic coastlines, including harbour seals and grey seals. They can often be seen basking on the rocks or swimming in the water. And reindeer were introduced to Iceland in the late 18th century and now roam freely in certain areas. These are primarily found in the wild and are not domesticated. Icelandic people have a rich cultural heritage and unique traditions that reflect the history, Norse history and the country's natural environment. The country has a population of around 360,000 people, making it one of the least densely populated countries in the world. Traditional homes in Iceland have evolved over time to adapt to the country's challenging climates and natural resources. Turf houses were a traditional style of housing in Iceland for centuries. These houses were built partially or entirely into the ground and covered with layers of turf, which provided an excellent insulation against the harsh weather conditions. Turf houses were typically made of wooden frame covered with turf, with stone or turf walls. Sod roofs were helped blend the homes into the natural landscape. With the availability of imported timber in the 19th century, timber houses became much more common in Iceland. These houses were typically made of timber frames with wooden cladding, and timber houses offered better insulation and were easier to construct than turf houses. Many homes now have concrete or wooden frames with insulated walls and roofs. Modern housing often features large windows to maximise natural light and take advantage of the country's stunning landscapes. Icelandic traditional clothing reflects the country's history, climate and cultural heritage. Wool has been a vital material in Icelandic clothing for centuries due to the country's sheep farming tradition. Icelandic wool is known for its exceptional insulation properties, keeping people warm even in the harsh weather conditions. Woolen garments such as sweaters, hot hats, mittens and socks are commonly worn in Iceland. The traditional national costume of Iceland is typically worn on special occasions such as national holidays, weddings and cultural events. The female costume consists of a black skirt, a fitted bodice with decorative apron and a headscarf. The male costume includes dark trousers, a vest, a jacket and a hat. Given Iceland's strong fishing industry, traditional clothing for fishermen played a significant role in the past. These garments were designed to withstand the harsh conditions of the sea and protect against the cold and the wet weather. Fishermen's clothing often included waterproof outerwear, rubber boots and warm layers. Fish is a staple in Icelandic cuisine. Popular fish dishes include a creamy fish stew made with cod or haddock, dried fish jerky, and salmon, which is often served smoked or cured. Iceland is known for its high-quality lamb meat, which comes from the free-roaming sheep that graze on the country's wild pastures. Skyr is a traditional Icelandic dairy product that resembles yogurt but has a thicker and creamier texture. It's high in protein and low in fat. Skyr is eaten as a snack or used in desserts and baking. They also traditionally eat dark rye bread that is dense, moist and slightly sweet. It's typically baked in a geothermal oven or buried in the ground for slow cooking. They also eat fermented shark meat. The meat is cured and hung to dry for several months, resulting in a strong ammonia smell and a unique flavour. Icelandic trolls are mythical creatures deeply rooted in Icelandic folklore. Icelandic trolls are often depicted as large, hulking creatures with immense strength. They're said to have long, shaggy hair, large noses, and sometimes multiple heads or tails. Icelandic trolls are believed to turn to stone when exposed to sunlight. This is why they're said to only come out at night and during the dark winter months in Iceland. They're often portrayed as solitary beings living in remote and secluded areas such as mountain, caves or deep forests. There are numerous traditional Icelandic stories and legends featuring trolls. These stories often serve as cautionary tales or explanation for natural phenomena. They are passed down through the generations, an important part of Icelandic cultural heritage. A traditional Icelandic story. The Troll Woman and the Bear. Once upon a time, in a remote valley in Iceland, there lived a troll woman named Gryla. Gryla was known for her immense size, with long matted hair and sharp yellowed teeth. She was feared by the villagers as she was said to have a taste for human flesh. One winter, when the valley was covered in a thick blanket of snow, Gryla grew hungry and decided to venture out of her cave in search of food. As she roamed the frozen landscape, she stumbled upon a small cottage nestled in the woods. Inside the cottage, a young girl named Helga lived with her family. Helga's father was a skilled hunter, and they'd managed to survive the harsh winter by preserving their food. However, their supplies were running low, and they knew they needed to be cautious. One evening, as Helga's family sat around the fireplace, they heard a loud thud on the door. Frozen in fear, knowing that it could only be Gryla, the troll woman demanded to be let in, threatening to devour them if they refused. Helga's father, determined to protect his family, devised a plan. He quickly grabbed a bear pelt and dropped it over his daughter's shoulders, instructing her to pretend to be a bear. Helga, though frightened, agreed to play her part. When Gryla burst through the door, she was taken back by the sight of the supposed bear standing before her. Helga growled and roared, imitating the sounds of a fierce bear, and the troll woman, believing she had stumbled upon a real bear, hesitated. Helga's father seized the opportunity and began to tell Gryla a story. He spoke of a legendary bear known for its strength and wisdom that had protected the valley for centuries. He explained that the bear had chosen Helga as its guardian and harming her would bring great misfortune upon Gryla. The troll woman, superstitious and fearful of the consequences, decided to retreat. She left the cottage, never to return again, and Helga's family rejoiced, grateful for their clever plan and bravery of their daughter. From that day forward, the valley remained safe from Gryla's wrath. Helga grew up to be a respected member of the community, known for her courage and quick thinking, and the tale of the troll woman and the bear became a cherished legend, reminding people of Iceland that even the most fearsome creatures can be outwitted.